All right, let's tackle a huge question I know is on a lot of people's minds. Is getting into cybersecurity in 2025 really the golden ticket everyone says it is? Let's dig in and find out.
You see it everywhere, right? Cybersecurity is the future. There's a massive shortage of people, but does that mean a job is actually guaranteed? Well, the short answer is kinda yes, but, and this is a big but, it comes with some serious strings attached. The days where you could just grab a certificate and walk right into a six-figure job, yeah, those are changing. So let's look at the numbers.
First up, the big one. Right now, on a global scale, there are over 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs. I mean, just think about that. That's a staggering number of empty chairs just waiting for the right people. And get this, it's not slowing down. The industry is growing at a wild 35% every single year. To put that into perspective, that is just blowing past the average growth for pretty much all other jobs. The demand is absolutely on fire.
And of course, the part everyone likes to talk about, the paycheck. With salaries that can easily soar past $150,000 for specialized roles, it's pretty obvious why so many people want in. The opportunity is massive, no doubt about it. But how do you actually grab it?
That's exactly what we're going to break down today. Think of this as your personal quest map. First, we'll dive into the gold rush to really understand the demand. Then, we're going to bust the guaranteed job myth. After that, we'll build your success toolkit, map out your career path, talk about the real-world challenges, and finally, give you an action plan for your first year.
Okay, so first things first. Let's really get why those insane numbers even exist. We're living in a digital gold rush, and cybersecurity pros, you're the ones hired to protect the vault.
So what's fueling this inferno? Well, honestly, it's kind of a perfect storm. Cyber attacks are getting more sophisticated every day, and data breaches are basically constant news. Then you've got new regulations like GDPR forcing companies to get serious about security. And on top of all that, basically every industry on Earth is going digital, moving to the cloud, using smart devices, and all of that just creates a massive, sprawling playground for attackers. It's a war on 1,000 fronts, and we need a lot more defenders.
So, with demand through the roof, a job should be a sure thing, right? Well, this is where we need to pump the brakes a little and separate the hype from the reality. The opportunity is absolutely real, but the path to get there, it isn't just handed to you.
Let's start with the biggest myth of them all, the idea that a certification is basically an automatic job offer. The reality? The entry-level space is getting crowded. Now, certs are valuable, for sure, but employers are screaming for practical, hands-on experience. They want to know that you can actually do the job, not just that you know how to pass a multiple-choice test.
And here's the other big one you might hear. Oh, you don't need to be super technical. Now, it's true, you don't need to be some coding genius on day one. But the reality is that a strong foundation in IT is completely non-negotiable. You have to understand how networks, operating systems, and servers actually work before you can have any hope of defending them.
Okay, so if a certificate by itself isn't the magic key, what do you actually need? It's time to build your 2025 Success Toolkit. Let's get into it.
To really stand out from the crowd, you need to build yourself on 4 key pillars. First, those IT fundamentals we just talked about. You got to know networking and operating systems. Second, you need relevant certifications that actually line up with where you want to go. Third, and listen up, because this is the most important one, practical experience. And fourth, you can't forget soft skills like communication and critical thinking. It's the combo of all 4 that makes a hiring manager's eyes light up.
But how do I get experience if I don't have a job? I hear ya. You have to create it. Seriously, build a home lab. Go compete and capture the flag events online. They're called CTFs. Try to land an internship. Contribute to open source security projects. This is the stuff that goes on your resume. This becomes the proof that you have the real, hands-on skills that companies are desperate for.
All right, once you've got the right tools, it's time to figure out where you're going. See, cybersecurity isn't just one job title. It's this huge, sprawling world of different specializations. So let's map out what that can look like. Here's a look at some of the hottest areas heading into 2025. You've got cloud security, which is exploding as everyone moves to services like AWS and Azure. There's application security, or AppSec, which is all about building security into software from the very beginning. And of course, the SOC analyst role is a super common and great starting point for monitoring and responding to active threats. Each one has its own path, its own skill set, and its own salary range, so you can pick what genuinely excites you.
And look, your career is going to grow over time. Year 1 is all about building that foundation, getting that core IT knowledge solid.
By year 2, you're shooting for that first entry-level role, maybe something like a SOC analyst. Then from years 3 to 5, you start to specialize, diving deep into cloud or maybe penetration testing, and you start grabbing more advanced certs. And by year 5 and beyond, you're leveling up into expert and leadership positions. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Now, every good quest has its dragons, right? And this path is no different. We've got to be honest about the real obstacles you're going to face so you can actually prepare for them. So here's the deal. While there's this massive skills gap for senior-level talent, the entry-level field, it's getting packed. That creates a real bottleneck for people just trying to break in. On top of that, you have to be ready for lifelong learning. The threats are always changing, so you have to keep up. And if you're not truly passionate about it, that can lead to some serious burnout. But maybe the biggest challenge is the one everyone complains about.
The dreaded experience paradox. You know what I'm talking about? You see an entry-level job posting that asks for 2 or 3 years of experience. It is, without a doubt, the #1 frustration for anyone trying to switch careers. But please, don't let it discourage you. Remember all that practical stuff we talked about, your home lab, your project portfolio, your CTF write-ups? That is your experience. You just have to be ready to show it, not just talk about it.
Okay, we've covered the massive demand, the myths, the tools you need, and the dragons on the path. Now, let's pull it all together into a concrete plan you can literally start working on today. This is your quest map for the next 12 months.
Here we go. For months 1 through 3, your mission is simple. Focus completely on the foundation. Learn networking concepts and start building your home lab. Then, from months 4 to 6, it's all about practice. Start studying for a solid foundational cert like the Security Plus and get your hands dirty on platforms like TryHackMe. Finally, in months 7 through 12, you go take that exam and you start applying for jobs, using that brand new portfolio of projects as your proof of experience. See, it's a clear, manageable path.
So, let's go back to the original question. Is a cybersecurity job guaranteed? No, of course not. Nothing in life is. But is it one of the most in-demand, rewarding, and achievable career paths for someone with the right plan and the drive to see it through? Absolutely 100%. The guarantee doesn't come from the job market, it comes from your commitment. The path is laid out, the map is in your hands. The only question left is, are you ready to begin your quest?